In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, a new power emerged. The Galactic Empire, born from the ashes of countless wars and alliances, grew to dominate the stars. Its reach extended across thousands of worlds, each one bowing to the might of the Empire's advanced technology and overwhelming military force. At the heart of the Empire stood the capital, a massive space station that dwarfed even the largest planets. Here, the Emperor, a being of immense power and cunning, sat upon a throne of rare metals and glowing crystals. His word was law, and his will shaped the fate of billions. The Empire's strength came from its unified purpose. Every citizen, from the lowliest worker to the highest general, knew their place in the grand design. They believed in the Empire's mission to bring order and progress to the galaxy, no matter the cost. The Imperial fleet was a sight to behold. Massive warships, each capable of destroying entire cities, patrolled the space lanes. Sleek fighters darted between the larger vessels, their pilots the best the Empire had to offer. On the ground, armies of robotic soldiers marched in perfect unison, their metal feet echoing across conquered worlds. As the Empire grew, so did its hunger for resources and power. New technologies were developed at an astonishing pace. Weapons that could shatter planets, shields that could withstand the fury of stars, and engines that bent the very fabric of space-time to their will. But with great power came great arrogance. The Empire began to see itself as invincible, destined to rule not just this galaxy, but all of creation. They sought out new worlds to conquer, new species to subjugate, and new technologies to claim as their own. It was during one of these expansions that the Empire's sensors detected a small blue planet on the outer rim of the galaxy. Earth, as its inhabitants called it, seemed insignificant at first glance, a primitive world, barely beginning to explore its own solar system. The Emperor, however, saw potential. Reports spoke of a species called humans, beings of great diversity and adaptability. They had fought countless wars among themselves, developed technologies at a rapid pace, and showed a remarkable ability to survive against all odds. The decision was made. Earth would be the Empire's next target, not just for its resources or strategic position, but as a test. If these humans could be conquered and integrated into the Empire, they would make excellent soldiers and workers for future expansions. The Emperor summoned his top generals and admirals. Plans were drawn up, fleets were assembled, and spies were sent ahead to gather intelligence. The Empire was confident in its superiority. After all, how could a single divided planet hope to stand against the might of a galactic civilization? As the Imperial Armada prepared for the long journey to Earth, excitement rippled through the ranks. Many saw this as an opportunity for glory and advancement. Others looked forward to studying this new species and their unusual homeworld. Little did they know that their actions had not gone unnoticed. Across the galaxy, other species watched with a mix of fear and hope. Some prayed for the Empire's success, eager to curry favor with the powerful. Others secretly cheered for the unsuspecting humans, desperate for someone, anyone, to finally stand up to the Empire's relentless expansion. And on Earth, blissfully unaware of the approaching storm, humanity went about its daily life. They squabbled over politics, celebrated their achievements, and dreamed of one day reaching the stars. They had no idea that the stars, embodied in the massive fleet of the Galactic Empire, were now reaching for them. As the first Imperial scouts entered the Sol system, the stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The Empire, in all its power and glory, was about to face a challenge unlike any it had encountered before. For on that small blue planet, a species was waiting, one that would refuse to bow, refuse to break, and refuse to accept anything less than their rightful place among the stars. The rise of the Galactic Empire was about to meet the indomitable spirit of humanity, and the galaxy would never be the same again. As the Galactic Empire's massive fleet approached the solar system, Earth remained unaware of the impending danger. However, this blissful ignorance was about to be shattered. One quiet night, Astronomers at various observatories around the world noticed strange anomalies in their readings. Massive objects were moving at impossible speeds, heading straight for Earth. At first, they thought it was a mistake. But as more data poured in, the truth became undeniable. Earth was about to have its first contact with an alien civilization. The news spread like wildfire. Governments scrambled to respond, religious leaders sought to interpret the event, and ordinary citizens alternated between excitement and fear. The entire planet was in uproar. In an unprecedented move, the United Nations called an emergency session. Representatives from every nation gathered to face this new reality together. Old rivalries were set aside as humanity realized they were no longer alone in the universe. As panic threatened to overtake society, a group of scientists and military strategists came forward with a startling revelation. They had been preparing for this moment for decades. Hidden away in secret facilities around the world, teams had been reverse engineering technology from crashed alien ships. These incidents, long dismissed as conspiracy theories, were now humanity's best hope for survival. The world's leaders made a crucial decision. Instead of surrendering or attempting to negotiate from a position of weakness, Earth would stand and fight. The planet's best minds were brought together to form a global defense initiative. Engineers worked around the clock to adapt the alien technology for Earth's use. Massive defense platforms were hastily constructed in orbit. On the ground, powerful energy weapons were installed at strategic locations around the globe. But humanity's greatest weapon was its diversity and unpredictability. Unlike the regimented empire, humans were adaptable, creative, and fiercely independent. Military strategists devised unconventional tactics, knowing they couldn't match the empire's power head-on. As Earth prepared, the first Imperial scouts entered the solar system. They were shocked to detect advanced technology and organized defenses. This was not the primitive world they had expected. The scouts retreated to report their findings, giving Earth precious extra time to prepare. The Empire, in its arrogance, saw this as a minor setback. They had conquered thousands of worlds. Surely this one would fall as well. They sent a small fleet to subdue Earth quickly, not wanting to waste too many resources on such an insignificant planet. This overconfidence would prove to be their first mistake. As the Imperial ships approached Earth, they were met with a furious defense. Earth's newly constructed orbital platforms unleashed devastating energy beams, tearing through the Empire's shields. Swarms of fighter jets, enhanced with alien technology, darted between the massive Imperial ships, causing chaos and confusion. On the ground, Earth's inhabitants showed their true spirit. People from all walks of life volunteered to help in any way they could. Factory workers repurposed their assembly lines to produce weapons and supplies. Hackers worked tirelessly to crack Imperial communications. Even children contributed, their imaginations providing fresh perspectives that adult military minds hadn't considered. The first battle for Earth lasted 3 days. When it was over, the Imperial fleet was in ruins. Earth had suffered too, with several cities damaged and countless lives lost. But they had done the impossible. They had stood against the might of the Galactic Empire and emerged victorious. As the people of Earth celebrated their victory, they knew this was only the beginning. The Empire would surely return with a larger force. But now, Earth had hope. They had proven to themselves and to the galaxy that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. News of Earth's victory spread quickly through the Empire's vast networks. At first, it was dismissed as impossible. But as more reports confirmed the defeat, shock waves rippled through Imperial society. For the first time in centuries, the Empire faced a serious challenge to its power. On Earth, the post-battle analysis brought both hope and concern. They had won, yes, but at a great cost. Could they repel another attack? And if they did, what then? Earth was now irrevocably part of the larger galactic community, for better or worse. As cleanup and rebuilding efforts began on Earth, the leaders of the world met once again. They knew the Empire would return, and they needed to be ready. But they also saw an opportunity. Earth had proven its worth on the galactic stage. Perhaps it was time for humanity to reach for the stars not as conquerors, like the Empire, but as defenders of freedom and diversity. The stage was set for the next phase of the conflict. Earth, once an insignificant speck in the Empire's vast territories, had become the focal point of a struggle that would reshape the galaxy. The Empire's next move would determine not just the fate of Earth, but the future of countless worlds under Imperial rule. Humanity stood ready, their spirit unbroken, their resolve strengthened by victory. The message to the Empire and the galaxy was clear. Earth was not to be underestimated. The fight for freedom had only just begun. The Galactic Empire was in turmoil. Never before had they faced such a humiliating defeat, especially not at the hands of a supposedly primitive world. The Emperor, enraged by this unexpected turn of events, demanded immediate action. He ordered the assembly of the largest invasion force in the Empire's history. This time, Earth would fall, no matter the cost. As massive warships and countless fighters gathered near the edge of the solar system, Earth continued its frantic preparations. The brief respite following their initial victory had been put to good use. New weapons were developed, defenses were strengthened, and alliances were forged between nations that had once been bitter enemies. The United Earth Defense Force, UEDF, was formed, bringing together the best soldiers, pilots, and strategists from around the globe. They trained relentlessly, studying the tactics and technology of their alien foes. Humanity's greatest minds worked tirelessly to unlock more secrets from the reverse-engineered alien tech, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. As Earth prepared, they also reached out to the stars. Using the communication technology salvaged from destroyed Imperial ships, they'd broadcast a message to the galaxy. It was a call for aid, a declaration of their right to exist free from tyranny, and a warning to the Empire that humanity would not go quietly into the night. The Empire's response was swift and brutal. A massive fleet, dwarfing the previous invasion force, entered the solar system. The sheer number of ships blotted out the stars, a metal sky descending upon Earth. The Emperor himself, in his flagship Eternal Dominion, led the charge. This was no longer just about conquering a planet. It was about making an example of those who dared to defy the Empire. As the Imperial Armada approached, Earth's defenses sprang to life. Orbital platforms fired salvos of energy beams, while swarms of Earth fighters engaged their Imperial counterparts. The space around Earth became a chaotic battleground, filled with explosions, laser fire, and debris. On the ground, cities activated their shields, a shimmering dome of energy protecting them from orbital bombardment. But the Empire had learned from its previous defeat. They deployed massive dropships, carrying legions of robotic soldiers and heavy war machines. These forces landed in strategic locations around the globe, bypassing the orbital defenses. The battle raged on multiple fronts. In space, Earth's ships, though outnumbered, fought with incredible tenacity. They used unconventional tactics, luring Imperial ships into asteroid fields, or using the moon's gravity to slingshot around and attack from unexpected angles. On the ground, the fighting was fierce and brutal. Imperial forces, with their advanced technology, seemed unstoppable at first, but they soon learned that humans were masters of guerrilla warfare and adaptation. In dense urban environments, human soldiers used their knowledge of the terrain to ambush and confuse the enemy. In open fields, they used carefully laid traps and decoys to disrupt Imperial formations. As the battle entered its third day, both sides had suffered heavy losses. The Empire's numerical advantage was slowly whittling away Earth's defenses, but the humans refused to give up. In a daring move, a small team of elite UEDF operatives managed to infiltrate the Emperor's flagship. Their mission: to either capture or eliminate the Emperor, hoping to throw the Imperial forces into disarray. The team fought their way through the massive ship, facing challenges they could never have imagined. Strange alien technology, deadly security systems, and the Emperor's elite guards stood in their way. But with skill, determination, and more than a little luck, they pressed on. Meanwhile, on Earth, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A group of civilian scientists and hackers, working in a makeshift lab in the ruins of a battle-torn city, cracked the code of the Imperial communication network. With this knowledge, Earth forces could now intercept and disrupt enemy orders. As the space battle reached a critical point, with both sides nearing exhaustion, the UEDF team finally reached the Emperor's throne room. What they found there would change the course of the war and reshape humanity's understanding of the galaxy. The Emperor, expecting to face cowering primitives, was shocked by the skill and bravery of the Earth operatives. For the first time in centuries, he felt fear. As the team breached the final defenses, alarms blared throughout the ship. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. Back on Earth, people watched the sky with bated breath. The battle above would determine their future. Would they live free, or become just another conquered world in the Empire's vast holdings? As reports of the UEDF team's progress reached the planet, a glimmer of hope spread. Perhaps, against all odds, humanity could emerge victorious once again. The clash had reached its peak. The next few moments would decide the outcome of this titanic struggle between the mighty Galactic Empire and the determined inhabitants of Earth. The galaxy watched, waiting to see if this small blue planet could change the course of history. The battle for Earth had reached its climax. The UEDF team stood face to face with the Emperor in his throne room aboard the massive flagship Eternal Dominion. What happened next would be told and retold across the galaxy for centuries to come. The Emperor, a being of immense power and age, had not faced a real challenge in millennia. He rose from his throne, energy crackling around him, ready to crush these impudent humans himself. But the UEDF team was prepared. They had studied the reversed-engineered alien tech and had a few surprises of their own. As the Emperor unleashed a devastating energy attack, the team activated personal shield generators, technology they had kept secret until this moment. The Emperor's attack dissipated harmlessly around them. For the first time, doubt crept into the Emperor's mind. The team fought with everything they had, combining their advanced weapons with pure human determination. The throne room became a battleground of flashing energy beams, explosions, and hand-to-hand combat. The Emperor, despite his power, found himself overwhelmed by the humans' unpredictable tactics and teamwork. Meanwhile, on Earth and in the space around it, the tide of battle was turning. With the Imperial communication network compromised, Earth forces could anticipate and counter every move. Human fighters, though outnumbered, outmaneuvered their Imperial counterparts at every turn. On the ground, the robotic Imperial troops suddenly found their command scrambled. Some shut down entirely, while others began to attack each other. The civilian hackers, working tirelessly from their makeshift command center, had achieved the impossible. They had introduced a virus into the Imperial battle network. As chaos spread through the Imperial ranks, Earth's defenders pressed their advantage. Cities that had been on the brink of falling now saw the invaders retreat in disarray. The orbital platforms, which had been barely holding on, now focused their fire on the larger Imperial ships, disabled and confused without proper coordination. Back on the Eternal Dominion, the battle in the throne room reached its peak. The Emperor, realizing he was losing, attempted to activate a doomsday device that would destroy his ship and a large portion of Earth's forces with it. But the UEDF team, anticipating such a move, had a final ace up their sleeve. One of the team members, a brilliant scientist, activated a device they had brought with them. It created a localized field that nullified all energy weapons and advanced technology. In that moment, the Emperor's powers were stripped away, leaving him as vulnerable as any other being. The leader of the UEDF team stepped forward, not with a weapon, but with an outstretched hand. "It's over," they said, "but it doesn't have to end in more destruction. Surrender, and let's find a way to end this war." The Emperor, faced with defeat and an offer of mercy he had never extended to others, made a choice that would reshape the galaxy. He surrendered. As word of the Emperor's capture spread, the Imperial fleet fell into disarray. Without their supreme leader, and with their communication systems in shambles, they had no choice but to retreat. The space around Earth, so recently filled with battling ships, gradually cleared, leaving behind a field of debris that told the tale of the tremendous conflict. On Earth, as the last of the Imperial ground forces were rounded up or fled, people emerged from their shelters. The sky, which had been darkened by the massive space battle, began to clear. Cheers erupted from every corner of the globe as the news spread. Earth had won. Humanity had faced the greatest threat in its history and emerged victorious. But with victory came many questions. What would they do with the captured Emperor? How would they deal with the remnants of the Imperial fleet that still posed a threat? And perhaps most importantly, how had a supposedly primitive planet managed to defeat the most powerful force in the galaxy? The answer to the last question soon became clear, and it astonished both the captured Imperials and humanity itself. Earth's victories hadn't just been about technology or strategy. The key was humanity's greatest strength, its diversity and adaptability. Unlike the rigid, homogeneous culture of the Empire, Earth's many nations, cultures, and ways of thinking had provided a wealth of approaches to problem-solving. Where Imperial commanders thought in straight lines, humanity thought in curves and zigzags. Where the Empire sought to overwhelm with brute force, humans found creative solutions and unexpected weaknesses. This revelation sent shockwaves through the Empire. Many worlds that had been under Imperial rule for centuries began to question the Empire's superiority. If Earth could defeat them, what else had the Empire been wrong about? As the dust settled and the work of rebuilding began, Earth found itself in a new position. No longer an isolated world on the edge of the galaxy, it was now a beacon of hope for countless oppressed worlds. The age of the Galactic Empire was ending, and a new era was dawning. An era where Earth and humanity would play a central role. The victory was won, but the real challenges were just beginning. How would Earth handle its newfound power and responsibility? The next steps would determine not just the fate of humanity, but the future of the entire galaxy. In the weeks following the Empire's defeat, Earth found itself thrust into a new and complex galactic political landscape. The planet that had once been considered a backwater world was now the center of attention across the Milky Way. As news of Earth's victory spread, delegations from hundreds of alien species began arriving in the solar system. Some came out of curiosity, eager to see the world that had accomplished the impossible. Others came seeking alliances, hoping to gain protection or technology from the humans who had defeated the seemingly invincible Empire. The United Nations, which had coordinated Earth's defense, now found itself acting as a de facto galactic diplomatic body. A hastily constructed space station in Earth orbit became the site of the first Galactic Conference, with representatives from over 1,000 worlds in attendance. On Earth itself, societies were grappling with the enormous changes. The revelation of alien life and Earth's new role in the galaxy led to both excitement and fear among the population. Governments worked overtime to maintain order and adapt to the flood of new technologies and information pouring in from off-world sources. One of the first major challenges Earth faced was deciding the fate of the captured Emperor. Some argued for a public trial, others for imprisonment, and some even called for his execution. In the end, a unique solution was found. The Emperor would be placed in a specially designed virtual reality prison, where he would experience life as an ordinary citizen on thousands of the worlds he had once ruled. This decision was seen as both justice and a learning opportunity for the former tyrant. Earth's military, which had proved so effective against the Empire, was restructured into the Earth Defense and Peacekeeping Force, EDPF. This new organization was tasked not only with protecting Earth, but also with helping to maintain stability in the power vacuum left by the Empire's fall. The reverse-engineered and hybrid technologies that had been key to Earth's victory were now in high demand. Earth found itself in the position of being a technological leader in many fields, particularly in adaptive and creative applications of various technologies. This led to a boom in Earth's economy as trade routes opened up with other worlds. However, not all was peaceful in the new galactic order. Some former imperial worlds, used to the Empire's strict rule, fell into chaos. Others were taken over by warlords or criminal organizations. Earth, seen by many as the cause of this upheaval, was often called upon to help stabilize these situations. The EDPF found itself involved in peacekeeping missions across the galaxy. Human soldiers and diplomats, known for their adaptability and unconventional problem-solving, became a common sight on troubled worlds. This new role was not without its challenges, as humans had to quickly learn to navigate complex alien cultures and politics. On the scientific front, Earth's universities and research centers were flooded with new knowledge. The exchange of information with alien civilizations led to breakthroughs in fields ranging from medicine to physics. Earth scientists, with their fresh perspectives, often found new applications for technologies that older civilizations had taken for granted. Perhaps the most profound change was in humanity's collective psyche. The narrow divisions of nation and race that had once seemed so important now felt small in the face of the vast galactic community. A new sense of unity emerged among humans, along with a shared purpose of representing Earth positively on the galactic stage. Yet, this new status also brought dangers. Some alien species viewed Earth's rapid rise with suspicion or jealousy. There were whispers of coalitions forming to check Earth's growing influence. The human leaders had to navigate these complex diplomatic waters carefully, balancing assertiveness with cooperation. Moreover, Earth had to be vigilant against the remnants of the Empire. While the bulk of the Imperial fleet had been defeated or had surrendered, some loyal Imperial commanders had gone into hiding, vowing revenge. Intelligence reports suggested they were regrouping in distant parts of the galaxy, potentially preparing for a counterattack. As Earth approached the first anniversary of its victory over the Empire, the mood was one of cautious optimism. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, but the real test was just beginning. Could they maintain their unity in the face of their newfound power? Could they resist the temptations that had corrupted the Empire? The galaxy watched and waited. Earth, once an insignificant blue dot on the edge of a spiral arm, was now the focal point of a new era. The actions of humanity in the coming years would determine not just their own fate, but the fate of countless species across the stars. As the sun set on another day, the citizens of Earth looked up at the night sky with new eyes. Those distant points of light were no longer just stars, but beacons of possibility, adventure, and responsibility. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity's greatest journey was just beginning. As Earth basked in its newfound galactic prominence, dark forces were stirring in the shadows. The Galactic Empire, though defeated, was not entirely broken. Deep in the unexplored regions of the galaxy, loyal Imperial commanders and influential nobles had regrouped, burning with the desire for revenge against the upstart humans who had humiliated them. Leading this remnant was Grand Admiral Zorn, a brilliant tactician who had been away on a long-term mission during the Empire's defeat. Upon his return, he rallied the scattered Imperial forces, vowing to restore the Empire to its former glory and make Earth pay for its defiance. Zorn's plan was as cunning as it was patient. He knew that a direct assault on Earth would fail, given humanity's proven military prowess. Instead, he devised a multi-pronged strategy to weaken Earth from within and turn the galactic community against it. The first phase of the plan involved infiltration. Using advanced shape-shifting technology, Imperial agents were sent to Earth and other key worlds. These spies blended seamlessly into various societies, gathering intelligence and sowing seeds of discord. On Earth, these agents worked to exacerbate old rivalries between nations. They spread rumors and misinformation, aiming to erode the unity that had been key to humanity's victory. In the wider galaxy, they whispered into the ears of alien leaders, playing on fears of Earth's growing power and influence. The second phase focused on sabotage. Imperial scientists had developed a virus that could infect and corrupt the hybrid human-alien technology that Earth now relied upon. This digital plague was designed to strike at a crucial moment, crippling Earth's defenses and communication networks. Meanwhile, Zorn orchestrated a series of false flag attacks on vulnerable worlds, making them appear as if they were carried out by overzealous human peacekeepers. These incidents, carefully staged and recorded, were meant to turn public opinion against Earth and its efforts to stabilize the galaxy. As these plots unfolded, Earth faced growing challenges. Strange malfunctions began occurring in their most advanced systems. Diplomatic incidents multiplied, with Earth's representatives finding themselves unexpectedly embroiled in alien conflicts. The unified spirit that had followed the victory over the Empire began to fray as old suspicions and new pressures mounted. On the fringes of known space, Zorn's forces grew stronger. They reverse-engineered and improved upon stolen Earth technology, creating weapons that combined the best of Imperial and human innovation. A vast armada was built in secret, shielded from detection by experimental cloaking devices. Back on Earth, a few keen observers began to suspect that something was amiss. Sarah Chen, a brilliant analyst with the Earth Intelligence Service, noticed patterns in the recent diplomatic failures that seemed too convenient to be coincidental. Meanwhile, Dr. Aiden Curry, a cybersecurity expert, detected traces of an unknown virus lurking in Earth's defense networks. As Chen and Curry worked to uncover the truth, they found themselves facing unexpected obstacles. Their investigations were hampered at every turn, their warnings dismissed by superiors who had been influenced by the Imperial agents. Realizing they couldn't rely on official channels, they formed a secret group of like-minded individuals determined to expose the conspiracy. This group, calling themselves the Guardians, worked tirelessly to counteract the Empire's plot. They developed a cure for the digital virus, quietly inoculating key systems. They also began tracking down and exposing the shape-shifting Imperial agents, though this proved to be a dangerous game of cat and mouse. As the Guardians made progress, Grand Admiral Zorn realized that his carefully laid plans were at risk of unraveling. He decided to accelerate the timetable. The final phase of his plan was set in motion, a daring raid to free the captive Emperor from his virtual prison. Using intelligence gathered by his agents, Zorn launched a precise strike on the secret facility housing the Emperor's virtual reality system. The attack caught Earth's defenses off guard, its effectiveness amplified by the sabotage of key defense networks. As alarms blared and Earth's military scrambled to respond, a team of elite Imperial commandos fought their way into the heart of the facility. They'd reached the Emperor's containment unit, ready to reawaken the tyrant who would lead them to victory. But the Empire had underestimated the Guardians. Sarah Chen and Aiden Curry, having anticipated such a move, were lying in wait with a team of Earth's best soldiers. As the two forces clashed in the dimly lit corridors of the secret base, the fate of the galaxy once again hung in the balance. Outside, the skies above Earth began to shimmer as Zorn's cloaked armada entered the solar system. The Empire's moment of revenge was at hand, promising a conflict that would dwarf even the previous war. As battle was joined on Earth and in space, the question remained: could humanity once again overcome the odds, or would the Empire finally have its revenge? The answer would determine the course of galactic history for millennia to come. The battle for Earth's future had begun. Grand Admiral Zorn's cloaked armada cloaked in Earth's orbit, their sudden appearance catching the planet's defenses off guard. At the same time, the fight for control of the Emperor's virtual prison raged on in the secret underground facility. In space, Earth's defense fleet scrambled to respond to the surprise attack. The EDPF, Earth Defense and Peacekeeping Force, ships, despite being outnumbered, fought bravely against the Imperial forces. The skies above Earth lit up with energy weapons and explosions, a deadly light show visible from the planet's surface. On the ground, panic spread as news of the attack reached the public. But years of preparation for such an event paid off. Instead of crumbling, Earth's population rallied. Civilians manned support stations, coordinated evacuation efforts, and even used their personal devices to help counter the Imperial cyber attacks. In the secret facility, Sarah Chen and Aiden Corey led their team in a desperate fight against the Imperial commandos. The narrow corridors echoed with gunfire and energy blasts as both sides fought for control of the Emperor's virtual prison. As the battle raged on multiple fronts, a crucial realization dawned on the defenders of Earth. The Imperial forces, while powerful, were not as overwhelming as they first appeared. The Empire had committed everything to this final assault, leaving nothing in reserve. Seizing on this knowledge, Admiral Yuki Tanaka of the EDPF made a bold decision. Instead of spreading Earth's forces thin trying to defend everywhere, she concentrated them for a decisive counterattack. Her strategy: to cut off the head of the snake by targeting Zorn's flagship. Meanwhile, in the virtual prison control room, Sarah and Aiden reached a pivotal moment. They couldn't keep the Imperial forces at bay forever, but they had an idea. Instead of just defending the Emperor's prison, they decided to use it as a weapon. Working furiously under the cover fire of their teammates, Sarah and Aiden reprogrammed the virtual reality system. Their plan was audacious: to connect the Emperor's virtual world to the Imperial fleet's command network. In space, Admiral Tanaka's counterattack caught Zorn by surprise. The Earth ships fought with a coordination and skill that the Imperial Admiral had not anticipated. Tanaka's forces punched through the Imperial lines, making straight for Zorn's command ship. As the space battle reached its climax, Sarah and Aiden activated their reprogrammed virtual system. Suddenly, every ship in the Imperial fleet received an unexpected transmission. It was the Emperor, but not as they knew him. This Emperor had lived countless lives in his virtual prison, experiencing existence as an ordinary citizen on thousands of worlds. He had learned empathy, understanding the impact of his tyranny on countless lives. And now, his enlightened consciousness was being broadcasted to his entire fleet. The Emperor's message was simple but powerful. The war is over. The Empire as we knew it is finished. It's time for a new way. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Across the Imperial fleet, confusion reigned. Some ships ceased fire immediately, while others fought on. But the unified command structure of the Imperial forces had been shattered. Seizing the moment, Admiral Tanaka pressed her attack. Earth ships swarmed Zorn's flagship, disabling its engines and weapons. In a final, desperate act, Zorn attempted to crash his ship into Earth, hoping to at least achieve a Pyrrhic victory. But he had underestimated human ingenuity one last time. A hastily assembled team of Earth's best pilots, led by ace pilot Maya Rodriguez, intercepted the plummeting flagship. Using tractor beams and their own ships as buffers, they managed to alter its course, sending it harmlessly into the ocean. As Zorn's flagship sank, the remaining Imperial ships surrendered one by one. The battle was over. Earth had won, not just through force of arms, but through the power of redemption and the strength of united purpose. In the aftermath, Earth faced a galaxy forever changed. The Emperor, now a voice for peace and understanding, worked with Earth's leaders to transform the remnants of the Empire into a cooperative galactic alliance. The victory celebration on Earth was tempered with a sense of responsibility. Humanity had proven itself not just as warriors, but as peacekeepers and innovators. They had faced the ultimate test and emerged not just victorious, but wiser. As the sun rose on a new era, Earth took its place as a leader in the galactic community. Not through conquest or dominion, but through resilience, creativity, and an unwavering belief in the potential for growth and change. The stars, once a distant dream, were now highways to new adventures and challenges. Humanity, tested by fire and tempered by wisdom, stepped forward into a future bright with possibility. The message to the galaxy was clear. Earth was here to stay, ready to face whatever the universe had in store, with courage, ingenuity, and hope.